What's up, people of YouTube? This is Grow Me Something Mister. It is Monday, June 15th, 2015. We're at Bright Idea Gardens. This is a garden and harvest update video. I've got a couple of pictures for you to look at since the last time I made a garden harvest. You can see we did pretty good with our eggplants and some tomatoes and squash and whatnot. The heat's coming for the summer, so plants are starting to break down, but this okra right here, they're going to like the heat. It's going to start kicking. In fact, it looks like I'm getting close to needing a couple of harvests, a few more of these. This is my bed for okra and for watermelon. And of course, I've got some of that Genovese, however you say it, basil. So I've harvested some of that already. I gave that away. So yeah, let's just start with this bed here. Yeah, that's the watermelon. I forgot it's a Jubilee watermelons. I was supposed to trellis this up. I haven't made the trellis yet. I've got another one here. Another watermelon. Oh, there's another one right there hiding, if you can see that. I probably have a few more tucked away in here, but I've harvested a couple of okra already. Check that guy out right there. No red okra. I think those seeds did not come through. So my eggplant, we had some bad rains and that moved around the way the eggplant was growing, so I've got this big open space here. My white eggplant, looks like a couple there ready to go. So we'll harvest whatever's ready to go. These bell peppers are pitiful. Even though I heckled them, they didn't do anything. But that basil, yo, check it out. That's plenty of basil right there, more than I can use. I tried to cut down the tops of the bell peppers to see if that'll force it to grow, but nothing really yet. So I harvested a lot of these white eggplant, having a lot of them go bad. The green, not much happening with that. These other types, I had a couple, but they're a little weird of the way that they're supposed to grow, because I don't know how large they're supposed to get, and it's starting to turn brown on me. I gave it some fertilizer, so maybe it's just too much heat starting to build in right now. I don't know. That says June 15th, so some of these plants are going to die back, but the okra's not. Onions are still growing. Some of them I can see starting to bulb out. Tomatoes, check this out, Creole tomatoes. This little bulb idea, didn't really like it. Better thing was to put some sort of netting around it to keep the birds away from it, to keep squirrels or whatever's been eating it. I put some netting up, and it actually worked. So yes, you'll see that nothing's going up these sticks because, to borrow a friend's line, I am the laziest gardener ever. So we're going to harvest some of these tomatoes here. Look at this bad boy right here. Oh man, it's nice. That's some nice eating tomatoes up there. The doggone bird got to it. Nice red one. So, yeah, I just kind of let these things just flop around anywhere they wanted to. But check it out. A lot of these I'm going to just harvest, even though they're not red. I don't think Creoles get red like other generic tomatoes, as I would call it. Harvested a couple of cucumbers already. Had cucumber salad, as you can see here in this picture. And I think I got a couple of ready to go. They're funny shape right now. They're not quite growing the typical way they're supposed to. That's my fault, I guess. I don't know. I brought back my compost pile because this is all sand, and it's rough right now, this grass. And I needed the space that these leaves were stored in, so I just dumped it out, and I'm going to let it just break down as it wants. Here's a tomato that bird's got too, and that's just goes with the compost. So we'll just let that just compost down, break down, do whatever it wants, and it'll just be material for this area here. Here's my, I guess it's a watermelon type patch, and some other type of fancy sort of cantaloupe. It's not producing anything. I had one growing, and it just kind of died back. So I don't know. It's been a weird setup for this season. I noticed one thing different from this season and last season is I did not use worm castings this season. Last season I did. Here's some yellowing here. We've had some crazy rain This might be some sort of bad problem here. I did give it some Epsom salts. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got beans that I've got to harvest. This is getting mutilated here. It's breaking down. I was told that the squash doesn't like the heat that we're getting. I've harvested some squash. There's a little small one there. It's probably rotting away. I harvested 2 other large squash. As you saw in those pictures. Yeah, something's definitely wrong here. So, alright, let's get some harvesting done, shall we, with a little surprise. Alright, we're going to harvest, come on, get a little bit closer, nobody can see the action. Come on, get in close. There, that's better. Apologize for the wind, ladies and gentlemen. And there's that tomato that I said was eating a bit. Now that just goes by the compost, so don't worry about that. We'll harvest all these small ones. The yellow, orange. A little green. Compost bucket. Check out this bad boy right here. That's nice right there. Big handful. Alright, let's harvest a few more. Oh, that was bad. Something got to that compost bucket. Alright. I forgot to mention this update over here, my satsumas, my herbs, my parsley didn't do that well, it just kind of died out, whatever. More basil, my oregano, my peppermint, which I've made tea with. It's a nice tea. Lavender. My potatoes, of course, I think I have potatoes, some kind of problem with the potatoes because there's some funny look to it. Apologize for this wind, everybody. There's some tulips right there, irises, some other plants. Got some flowers, but nothing coming out yet. Being a bunch of punks, I guess. More beans. I figure I might just try the beans since I have space in these pots. And got some greenery. I'm hoping I get some something good down there for these potatoes. And there's another thing. I chop the top off and see what happens. This thing kind of broke down. I need a metal one instead of plastic to try to see if I can get that to thread inside. If not, I might have to cut the top to be able to thread it and bolt it in place. My grapes. I need to do work on getting this trellis, at least trellis nicely. Yeah, I've got piles of grapes. I don't know when to tell that they're ready. These feel a little soft, sort of. I guess once the birds start eating them, then I know that they're they're ready. So it's my iris bed, and I was supposed to have some gladiolas, but nothing came out. I think the irises took over just a bit, so I may have to thin that out. But yeah, piled up with grapes here. Grape clusters all over the place. And I want to make this look nice. I want to try to get this established in a nice pattern, these grapes, instead of just kind of hanging about. So, alright, well, that's the rest of my update. Let's go check out what we harvested. But wait, there's more. Satsuma. Got a pan in the ground, Satsuma. Got a couple of them here. I hope these make it through the winter time or up to the winter time. It's just a handful. It's a little disappointing. And I keep forgetting to mention this lone thing here, my Meliton plant. Got one single Meliton, and I hope this thing makes it. It's not in some great soil. I tried to amend it. We'll see what happens. Alright, so here it is. Got a couple of odd-shaped cucumbers, 2 handfuls of tomatoes, okra, 1 piece, and a big old handful of snap beans. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I'm not getting enough to make a full meal in one time, so we'll see. Did I show that watermelon? And all those onions? Those onions, yo! Check it out, it's starting to bulb right there. So, okay, well that's it. By the way, if you got to see my overalls. It's way too big, way too fat as far as for the leg. I don't know why they do that. Maybe to put over other clothes. It's way too long for me. I need shorter overalls, I guess. But the one good thing is this right here, if you could see. I'm going to show that this way. I've been complaining about the place to put my zippers here, so it can go right there. This has a pouch right here, which is actually good enough for me to put my cell phone or whatever else. So I will probably do a review of these overalls once I get to use them. This is the first time that I'm using them. So, alright. I think that's about it. So, thanks very much for watching, everybody. If there's something you want to see, something you want to hear about, just shoot me an email, strawheadvideo@gmail.com. Thanks very much for watching. And remember, well, I don't have an exit line, so see you later, everybody.